Configure. The computer security company F-Secure stated that the computer virus had infected 3.5 million computers worldwide. This malicious program was able to spread using a patched Windows flaw. Configure was so successful in spreading across the web because it used a flaw that Microsoft patched in October in order to distantly compromise computers that ran unpatched versions of Microsoft's operating system. Unlike other viruses, it doesn't do anything harmful on its own. Instead, it essentially created a massive botnet army of remotely controlled computers.
Interesting. So this is another one of those ones where it's like we're creating an army of computers, and then somebody remotely, I guess, will tell this army of computers what it wants them to do. You know, like what this person wants them to like attack or something like that. That's just insane though, that it's like your computer could like full up get hijacked and you have no idea what it's doing when you're not on it, or maybe even when you are on it, it's happening in the background. That's nuts, dude.
This nasty worm also made Microsoft Windows systems its target. Again, it spread far and wide as it sent itself to people in your email address book. You usually, but not always, saw the following message. I send you this file in order to have your advice. What was clever about this virus is that it would choose random files from your computer and send them to others. This was particularly bad for governments who don't want random files being sent out. It said it affected 12% of computers in North America and 11% of computers in Europe. CNET writes that it cost $1 billion in damages related to cleaning infected systems and to lost productivity. It also caused some blushes. No one has ever been arrested for creating
That's insane. $1 billion of damages and nobody's been arrested. Think about that, guys. Like, imagine trying to do like physically $1 billion of damages with like, I don't even know how you do that, like, you know, like something, right? Like you're obviously going to jail for that, like you were gonna get caught, but you can do it online and no one will ever know. That's scary, that's just insane.
2007 Stormworm was another worm that spread through email, but its purpose wasn't to destroy your computer or information. It wanted to take over your computer instead. The original subject line read, 230 dead as storm batters Europe, which is where the virus gets its name. But instead of an attachment, the email contained a link to a website, which promptly downloaded the virus onto the user's machine. And then, nothing happened. Or at least nothing the user could see. Stormworm was designed to be as invisible as possible so that you wouldn't detect and destroy it. This way, it was able to use your computer to do all kinds of stuff in the background. The virus would connect your machine to what's known as a botnet, a collection of computers that form a network. A botnet can do all kinds of things, from launching coordinated attacks that slow down or disable web servers that keep a company going, to stealing passwords, banking, and identity information.
Wow, so they literally like hijack your computer and then use your computer to like launch cyber attacks on other things. So then it's like if it ever gets traced back, oh, it's just like it's this guy's computer and I have no idea how this happened. Like I got hit with Stormworm, man. Like I don't even know. That is very scary. You know, can you imagine? It's like CIA, like FBI show up at your door. It's like they knock it down. It's like you're just chilling here, like watching some Netflix on your laptop. They're like, you have attacked like our defense system. And I'm like, no, dude, I haven't. That is dangerous. That is fully scary.
My doom. Probably one of the deadliest and most threatening viruses ever created in computer history. My Doom was a computer virus affecting Microsoft Windows. It was first cited on January 26, 2004, and became the fastest spreading email worm ever. Unlike other viruses, My Doom attacks the search engines by sending multiple phony requests to them, thereby making them slow and causing them to crash. It would also duplicate emails and send them over the network, causing a lot of damage and loss to various companies.
But why? You know, it's like, well, why? Why is somebody doing this? Why are they doing this to my computer? I'm just trying to send emails, man. I'm trying to go on Netflix. I'm trying to chill. Like, why are you doing this to me, man? My Doom? Like, can you imagine sitting down, guys, at your computer and spending what would be probably an insane amount of coding and time creating something called My Doom that's going to annihilate millions of people's computers? Like, you suck. You suck, guy, whoever did that. You suck.
Anna Kournikova. This virus was the brainchild of a 20-year-old Dutch guy named Jan de Wit. He used the good-looking tennis player Anna Kournikova as bait. You basically would receive an email saying you had a photo of her, but if you clicked on the file, it launched a viral Visual Basic script. That meant everyone in your address book was forwarded the same thing. This affected millions of people and overloaded servers all over the world. This gave the young DeWitt a fright, as he didn't think it would cause so much of a problem.
Whoa.
Sources said that by the time he understood what the worm did, he had conferred with his parents and decided to turn himself in to the police. He was lucky though, and got away with just having to do 150 hours of community service.
Geez, 150 hours of community service for like what's gonna be way more damaging than something else. I mean, at least he turned himself in, and I guess he didn't understand like the how serious this could be, but geez, that's insane, man. And like literally, it's just a pretty tennis player, and we're just like, click, virus. That sucks.
Infected email had the subject line, I love you, and came with an attachment titled loveletterforyou.txt. When you clicked on the attachment, the virus would go through your system's files looking for media like documents, images, and audio files. It would then overwrite them with copies of itself, so if you didn't have your files backed up, you'd lose all your data. Meanwhile, the virus would send itself to everyone in your address book. I Love You was a type of virus called a worm, which means that it was a standalone program that didn't use a host program to run, the way Melissa used Microsoft Word. It looked like a text document, so opening it seemed relatively harmless, but the Love Letter for You file was actually a type of file called a Visual Basic script, which uses the file extension .vbs. Users couldn't see the VBS at the end of the file name though, because the Windows operating system they were using was hiding file extensions by default.
Okay, so it was a Word document that wasn't actually a Word document. So yeah, literally, like if I saw that, it's just like a text thing, like just like anything, like a notes or something, like I would open that up, you know. It's like, especially like I love you, you know, coming from freaking Richard Clank, you know. I want to know what Richard has to say about me, why he loves me so much. But that is, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I'm happy that we're not in 2007 anymore, and like we're not getting hit with freaking like love you letters that'll just take all my stuff. I do not need that.
Solar sunrise. Using a computer virus, hackers in 1998 penetrated and took control of over 500 computer systems that belonged to the Army, government, and private sector of the United States. The whole situation was dubbed Solar Sunrise after the popular vulnerabilities in computers that ran on operating systems called Sun Solaris. Initially, it was believed that the attacks were planned by operatives in Iraq. It was later revealed that the incidents represented the work of 2 American teenagers from California.
That's insane. I remember reading about that actually, guys. And can you imagine that? The fact that 2 teenagers just chilling in America can hack 500 computers in what should be one of the most secured places in the entire world to hack. Like, that scares me. The fact that like that could happen back then, I don't know if that can still happen, but you got to imagine that people are out there with the capability to just annihilate countries by like hacking into their systems. Like, that's so scary.
Message inside just says, here's that document you asked for. Don't show anyone else, with a winking emoticon. The attachment is a Word document labeled list. So you click on it because you're curious, and a lot of sites pop up. At this point, you realize the email was probably some kind of virus. But it's too late. The first 50 people in your address book have already gotten a copy of the exact same email, with a subject line saying the message is from you. That was the Melissa virus. It spread through Microsoft's Outlook email program, and even though the attachment seemed like an innocent Word document, it was able to infect computers because of something called a macro. A macro is a specific kind of computer program that's used to create shortcuts. In Word, they're meant to make it easier to edit a document. Instead of manually making a set of changes to the document one by one, a macro is a piece of code that will let you do it all with one click.
So why would somebody want to do that though? You know, like why would, like what's to gain from that? Are you just like ruining somebody's computer? Like, oh, like, this is gonna be really funny. Like, they're gonna send like 50 people like these sites, you know, it's like their computer's gonna be busted. Like, is that literally what it is? It's just like, it's just funny, or it's like, is somebody gaining something from this? Like, comment down below, guys, why would somebody do that?
This is one of the first MS-DOS viruses in history that caused enormous destructions, affecting many countries, universities, and companies worldwide. In 1988, the computer virus managed to infect a number of institutions in Europe, America, and the Middle East. The name was given to the virus after one of the first places that got acquainted with it, the Jerusalem University. The Jerusalem virus managed to infect thousands of computers and still remain unnoticed. Back then, antivirus programs were not as advanced as they are today, and a lot of users had little knowledge of the existence of computer viruses.
Man, viruses are crazy. Like the fact that you're like killing off computers, countries you're hurting right now. Like, That's just so nuts that a few codes can seep into something else and like cause this ripple effect. I'm so ignorant about how you'd even make a virus, or like how they get started, or like how it all even works. But like, I guess comment down below if you guys know more about it than I do, because I'm very interested.
Melissa. Apparently, the villain behind this virus named it after an exotic dancer. It began as an infected Word document posted on an alt.sex Usenet group. If that was opened, it would send itself to 50 people on someone's Microsoft Outlook email program. That might not sound too bad, but it created mayhem when emails were being sent at a rate that really messed with companies and big corporations. So much so that in 1999, Microsoft shut down incoming email.
Wow.
Users would get a message such as, "Here is that document you asked for, don't show anyone else," and there was an attachment with it. According to one source, it cost people, governments, and companies in all about $1.2 billion.
So this is the same thing as the other one that we were looking at, guys. Like literally same sort of idea. I guess it's slightly different, but that's just insane. 1.2, I can't get over the money. Like how much money is being lost with just like a few different emails that are getting sent and like crashing computers and stopping productivity. $1.2 billion is how much they think this costed. That just seems ridiculous to me. That seems ridiculous. Okay guys, those were some just crazy dangerous computer viruses. Honestly, like the one thing that made me really happy about that whole video was the fact that it's like everything seemed to be back in like early 2000s, like 2007, 2004. So that's cool. We didn't get any in like 2019, 20, 21. So it's like hopefully it can stay that way and we can just steer clear of these freaking viruses because those suck. But comment down below what you thought about this whole video, the most scary computer virus. Hit the like, smash the subscribe. I've been your host, Nicholas Playlog, and I'll catch you next time.